Good morning. How is everyone doing? A new day, a new issue with Humpty Dumpty here. This one caught me off guard. Suddenly, my battery voltage just started tanking. I didn't know what was happening. Like, is my new alternator faulty? Is there something drawing like an extreme amount of electricity? But then I noticed it's only happening at high RPM, like when the engine is really working. So that tells me it can only be one thing: the belt is slipping. So I don't know, it's just not safe to be driving around like this. So luckily I'm close to town. I can stop in, get a new one. It's a little too public for my tastes right here. I'll search around and see if I can find a little park to do this. Alright, well it looks like we can get back on the road again. The other problem I'm having is my 4x4 is getting stuck on and just turning itself on whenever it wants to. I got a lot of good suggestions on that last video, thank you guys. And it's definitely the front 4x4 actuator is just got a mind of its own lately. A friend suggested, since it's electric, just unplug it for the time being, then I can drive around in two-wheel drive no problem. So that's what I've been doing. But I'm just waiting for tomorrow to talk to Quigley customer support to get a part number on that. Then I can try to replace it, see if that fixes my issue. It could also be the switching mechanism could be faulty, but as far as I've looked, that could be right inside the transfer case. I'm not sure it's something I can do on my own. The battery voltage is still dropping. Of course it's still dropping because it wasn't the belt that's worn out, it's the tensioner. So time to stop into my second Lordco already on this road trip. This is just like a parts and maintenance road trip. Yeah, it's still not fixed. What the heck? What is happening? Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Maybe the battery was really low, or maybe the computer had to recalibrate itself to the alternator. Once I started driving out of the city, it seemed like the whole situation improved and the voltage was holding steady. It dropped once though when I was going up a hill, so something is still not right. Maybe I should double check all the grounds. Like, I don't know what else it could possibly be. I am by no means an expert mechanic, but I think if I fire up the engine and go out there and use this, there's 3 different ground wires. If I just put it in there, then if I get a reading, if I can see electricity is flowing through it, then it must be good. If it's 0, then that means there's no connection. There must be a problem with that. Yeah, all the grounds appear to be good, carrying electricity. I don't know what else it could be. Maybe the starter battery was just really drained and needs an hour or two to like fully recuperate. The stock alternator in this, I think it was 130 amp. I put a 250 amp alternator in this, so there's no reason for a voltage drop to be happening. Like, that provides way more than enough. yeah, I guess I'll just sleep on it, see what tomorrow brings, and carry on to the next city to pick up more parts. The lower shift cable on this thing is also broken, like from the column shifter. It keeps falling off the side of the transmission, so I need a new one of those, and see if I can get a hold of Quigley to get that actuator picked up as well. But yeah, I was talking about like rebuilding the interior of this van, but I don't know if it's worth putting any more money into this thing. My confidence in it is just like wavering by the day. I've saved up enough money that if I see a really good 4x4 van pop up, I might be tempted to just like pull the trigger and put it in storage, just like slowly build it out until this thing runs its course, like maybe another year or two. Maybe that's all I'm going to get out of it. Who knows? But that's all for today. We'll continue on this misadventure road trip tomorrow. I was going to put on some clean clothes this morning, but then I remembered I'm going to be rolling around underneath the van once again today. Quigley customer support, they're fantastic. They've already sent me that part number, so we'll carry on to the next city and pick that up. But yeah, I understand the whole concept of routine maintenance, and I put on a lot of distance on rough roads, so things are bound to break, but it just seems like one thing after the other with this van lately. I'd be curious to try a Ford 4x4 van next, just to see how it all compares. I've also seen those really square looking Nissan cargo vans with 4x4, so I wonder if that is like an option to consider. But the Sprinter 4x4s, they've just never really appealed to me. I think they're too expensive, and I don't like the fact that you can only get them serviced at the dealerships. They got the shift cable there, but I'm gonna have to run over to Lordco, see if they have one of those actuators. Well, this is it, the moment we've all been waiting for. It said online to put some pipe sealer on these threads, but they wanted like 20 bucks for a tube of something I'm only going to use a drop of, so I just put some of this thread tape around it instead. So it's as easy as winding in a light bulb. Let's go do it. Well, time will tell. I should know in the next few hours whether that fixes my problem. If it just starts randomly engaging itself, then the problem must be something else. But I got to go get an oil change now, and I'll see if I can ask them to change out the oil on the front differential too. Might be a good idea to change that. It didn't take a couple hours. It took 5 seconds. It's still doing the exact same thing as before. I guess the next step is to trace the wires, see if there's a short, see if I can see where the switch is located. I really wanted that to be the end of it. Alright, so I just called Quigley customer support, and their guess was it's very likely the switching mechanism has broken. So they're going to send me a diagram and a part number. It would be fun to continue the theme of this video of driving to a new city and going to a new parts store, but I'm still in town here, so I'll see if they have one of those in stock, then we'll go from there. Alright, so the road trip continues. They didn't have one in stock there, but he said there should be one in Surrey, so we'll go check that out instead. Well, hopefully it's as simple as replacing this, then I can continue with my day and actually put some clean clothes on. So let's try this out. Alright, it's done. That was a very frustrating part to try and replace, but it's too soon to put on clean clothes yet. I'm going to take a test drive around the block and we'll see what happens. 4x4 on. 4x4 off. Staying off. This is a good sign. I think we've got it. Yes. Once again, Foresty replaced the wrong part first, but I don't think it hurts to put in a new actuator, plus the diff oil changed. Now it's all tuned up, ready to go for the summer, and my battery voltage is holding strong too. I think that issue is also solved, so we'll continue on with this most expensive road trip ever. But yeah, the shift cable, it's not really a pressing issue. My priority right now is just to get out of the city, and maybe we can replace that part tomorrow. So the shop said it'd be $330 to install that shift cable. Maybe fair enough on that one. That was actually kind of awful to do on my own. And then they said it'd be another $300 just to investigate the 4x4 issue, not actually even repair it. So maybe this has been one of my most expensive video productions ever, but I've also managed to save myself a good chunk of money as well, and also time. And as far as I know right now, the van is 100% fixed up, ready to go for the summer. So now I can get out there and enjoy the beach. So thank you guys for watching and coming along on this one. Hope everyone is doing good, and I'll see you in the next one.